I want to make this video about turning 80. It was strange because turning 80 was one of the best years I had for a long time. And people think, how can that be? How can you have such a good year when you're an old man? And I find it strange. I find it really strange. So I think it's good for some older people to get on YouTube and these other social channels and tell you why. Do you want to know why? Well, the main reason is because I'm healthy. I'm lucky that I'm very fit and healthy for a man of my age. Is it luck? Well, I don't know. I work at it. I work hard at keeping healthy. It's a commitment. It's a decision you make. What else have you got to do? What else have you got to do with your time? Yeah, so that year of my 80th was just a terrific year. I'll tell you why. I had 2 trips to Bali. I've got a friend who lives out here, Peter. He lives in Bali, so I can be a freeloader. I can go and stop with him. It don't cost me a penny. I reckon there's no point in having mates unless they've got something. So you want a mate with a big boat, or, you know, a flash car, big house, and lives in a foreign country. Then you can always turn up on the door. You ain't got a room for the night, have you? Anyway, I had 2 trips to Bali. I went back to the UK and I really didn't want to go. That plane trip, 20 something hours, 26, 27 hours on the plane, you know, is a long flight. And yeah, I'll tell you what happened on there. I got a ticket, I paid extra for the long leg room. So I thought it was a long trip, so if I got the long, well, I'm only little anyway, but I mean, if you got the long, you ain't got someone in front of you with their seat keep coming back, you know, boom, 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 or a valve, you know what I mean. We've all had it. Anyway, I thought I'd buy the extra leg room, so I did. When I got, China Air by the way, and it was a terrific flight. When I got to the airport, he looked at my ticket. What? Looked at it again, so he said, you're born in 1943? Yeah, that's right. You're 80? Yeah. Sorry, you can't have that seat. Why not? Because if there's an emergency, you have to be able to open the door, help the people out. You can't do that at your age. So I bent down and touched my toes. I said, can you? Can you touch at your age? And he's probably, I don't know, he could have been in his late 20s. Anyway, to my mind, that was sort of, what do you call it? Not elderly abuse, but it is really, because they're saying, your age, old man, you can't bend down and do it. But I can, I can. Anyway, cut long story short, I got on there. When I got to the lounge, the departure lounge, it come over the top, Mr. Everett. Oh, here we go. So there was a rope. So, and I think there was 3 women there. So when I got up there, I sort of limboed under just off the floor, you know, that sort of limboed under the thing and went up to them and said, what's the problem? And they said, have you read the rules for sitting in the seat by the exit? You've got to be... Now, okay, I'm 80. I know there's a lot of people, well, let's call a spade, fat. You've seen their asses. I'm sure they couldn't dive out the side. Anyway, I got the seat. And it was a good trip. It really was a good flight. And I had a terrific time in England. I went there for a niece of mine was getting married. And she sent me the year before, she sent me a letter saying, George, we're getting married next year, and it would be, I know it's a long way to come and you probably wouldn't, but you'd be most welcome to come. So I thought to myself, well, I will go, because weddings and funerals are the only time you get to see everyone together. And it's usually weddings and funerals. So I went, and it was terrific. But while I was there, a mate of mine, Joe, we went to school together. We've known each other since we were bloody 7, you know. It was his 80th birthday. So I said to him, "What are you doing, Joe?" He said, "Oh, we're going down the pub, have a bit of a meal." I said, "No, we're not. We're going to Bray." Because I've got a relation who lives, no, not live, he's got a unit or some units in Portugal, Mark. So I said to Mark, I rang Mark, I sent him a message. I said, "Mark, could you get us a unit somewhere near you, in the close vicinity, if he's in the Algarve, so that we can spend a bit of time with, it could be a good chance to see you and the boys, and it'd be good for me and Joe." So he said, leave it to me, I'll see what I can do." Anyway, he rang back, he rang me a few weeks later and said, yeah, I've got you a place, and really give me your details, because it's better if you book up a flight now, early, it'd be cheaper. So we give him the details, and he said, "Give me Joe's phone number, I'll get hold of Joe." So Joe and me, all the details, and he booked us a ticket to fly there. And we had a great time, and it was quite amazing, because what he done, I'm fucking getting teary. What he done, he said, "But how much do we owe you, Mark?" He said, "You don't owe me nothing. It's for your birthday, me and Joe." That's what you call a nice man and a good man. So lucky, so lucky. And me and Joe had a ball. We had an absolute ball. There's a few stories I could tell you about that one, but I won't. I'll save that for another time. Yeah. I just went and got myself a beer, sat down, and I forgot where I put it. It's over there. So I just fancied a bit. Cheers. So the whole object of making this video and putting it on YouTube was to actually say, and to say to people, to tell people that at 80, well, I'm 81 now, because I'm nearly coming up to 82. Life isn't over. Life isn't finished. It's not over. It's not finished. There's still a lot you can do, a lot you can enjoy. When I go to Bali, I go to a yoga retreat. I stop with Pete, and I do every day. I go to the yoga retreat. I've been doing yoga now for many years, and it's a routine I do every single day. Never a day goes by when I don't do it. To me, it's kept me fit and healthy. There's a lot of, they look so a great deal now. It's not lifespan, it's health span. To me, you can only enjoy this later stage of your life if you are fit. No, it's the number one issue in your life as you get older is your health. I've had cancer twice, and I was in hospital with prostate cancer, had my prostate removed, and in the bed facing me was a man who wasn't going to come out, he was going to die in there. I was lucky. I went in there, I had it cut out, and unfortunate, that was over 10 years ago, but it learned me a lot of lessons. Being there and seeing someone in front of you, you know, he wasn't coming out. That was the end for him. So I was lucky. And I always look at it that way and say, look, you're lucky. You must work at keeping fit and healthy. We owe it to ourselves. This stage of life is all about us. My life is all about me. Now that might sound selfish, but I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. I think we've reached this stage of life where it is all about us. It really is. To be fortunate to have reached this age, we've got so much experience, life experience, that we've seen. I've lost some lovely people. So 80. you, you you ask young people, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to a yoga retreat in 2 weeks' time. Oh, this is the first. This is the first video I've ever done. I've been thinking about it because social media seems to belong to the younger generation, and I don't think that's true. We can own it as much as they can. We've got a lot more to say because we've lived a lot longer. So we can say a lot more, can't we? So I will post this. I've been thinking about it, and you feel like a bit of an idiot. You feel, oh no, I'm going to make an idiot of myself. No one's going to watch it, I'm sure. Who would want to watch it? What is there to watch? I don't know. But I really feel strong about this society's view on ageing. And I think we ourselves have got a lot to blame. That I know I can do a lot more now, yoga-wise, at 80 than I could do at 70. A lot more. I used to ride a bike a lot. After my wife died, I never rode a bike since I was a kid. But after my wife died, I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. Basically, I would have been quite happy to have died with her. But anyway, I started riding, and when I started riding, it was raising money for cancer. I got with a group that was raising money for cancer. And we started to do some long bike rides. I mean, 100 k's a day, long bike rides. And because of that, I started to ride a lot, because it was like, I don't want to make a fool of myself and sort of enter into a bike ride for 100 k's and I can't do it. And actually, there was a 500 k's, 100 k's a day over a week. And you was under no pressure because there was like 4 different groups. So you rode within the group that you was comfortable with, say 5 to 10 k's an hour, 10 to 15, 15 to, so you could always go with the group that suited you. So there was no pressure on you. But I really got into biking, and I thought I was fit because I could ride 100 k's a day, and I enjoyed the bike. And then I started doing some yoga, and the women there could sort of bend over and lay out and touch their toes and twist and turn, and I just couldn't do those things. So I thought to myself, surely that must be better for overall for your body, the stretching and all those sort of things. So that's what got me into the yoga. Best thing I've done, actually, and I've been doing it now for a long time. And it's become sort of a way of life for me, that I constantly do this, and I feel it's like putting my body in for a service when I go to a yoga retreat. Like you put your car in for a service, to me it's putting your body in for a service. It's so when I go to the yoga retreat, it's 2 weeks now, I'll make a video of it. Now, if you think this video was worth watching, worth looking at, I'd really appreciate it if you could give me a comment and say, don't give up the day job. Don't give up the day job. Or subscribe, and I'll do it again, And we need other people to inspire us. And I'll give you an example, a good example actually. Clint Eastwood is now 90 something. Amazing man, and amazing. Still making films, still working. Anyway, Toby Keith, who he's died now, unfortunately, quite a young age, an American country singer. He was playing golf with Clint Eastwood, a charity golf day. They was going around together. They obviously knew each other, they were friends, so they was going around together and talking. And Toby Keith said to Clint Eastwood, "What are you doing? What are you doing next week?" So Clint Eastwood said, "It's my birthday next week." I think he was late 80s, something like that. I can't remember the exact date. So he said, "Well, next week's my birthday." And I'm starting a new film. it was called The Mule. It was about an old guy drug running, and it's The Mule. So Toby Keith said to him, how do you do it? So he said, I don't let the old man in. I don't let the old man in. And Toby Keith wrote a song. And I know most of the words. I'll have a go. It goes something like this. Don't let the old man in. I've got more living to do. Can't leave it up to him. He's knocking on my door. And all my life I have known that someday this would end. Get up and go outside. Don't let the old man in. Many years I have lived, my body weathered and worn. Ask yourself, how would it be if you didn't know the day you was born? Don't let the old man in. Now that'll do. I promise you, I won't give up the day job. Okay, I'll say goodbye for now. Goodbye.